Hello, my name is Deb Coviello, and I am grateful to bring to you an amazing conversation from Kelly Stevens on behalf of the USWCA. She is a board member for our amazing organization. And Kelly, I simply want to welcome you to the conversation.
Thank you. I appreciate your time and letting me talk.
So we were talking before we hit the record button. I got to learn so much about Kelly and where she lives now, where she's lived in the past, and all of her travels around the United States, both for curling, for golf, visiting with friends, a delightful person. But, I think it's important that we bring these people that have been so significant in the curling community and will continue to do so because not all of us are acquainted with great people like Kelly. So I want to give you the floor. If you could just share a little bit with our viewers, a little bit about yourself personally, your curling career, and roles that you have held also within the USWCA.
Okay. Well, first of all, Kelly Stevens. I hail from Omaha, Nebraska, born and raised there. And I was introduced to curling as a college student. I was a kind of untraditional college student. I was in like 30 when I started college. I was a PE and math double major, and I went into the PE majors and minors club. That was a thing to do, to meet people, and you were in, you found out what was going on in the world of HPER, health, physical education, and recreation.
Okay.
So at this club, they said, well, this month's activity, we're going to the curling club. And a lot of us said, what's the curling club? I'm talking 1978. And I went to the Exarban Curling Club, which was the end of a barn. They put up plywood walls. We had 2 sheets of ice. And I was introduced to curling. And they had a little kind of intramural thing, in which I got to go like 3 or 4 times. But then I was working. I was a working single mom and going to school. So I didn't get to join a league until 1980. That was my first bonspiel and first game. So I've been curling for just over 41 years. And we had some ladies in the Exarban Curling ladies who were avid USWCA attendees. One was the historian for quite a few years, I think, for the organization, but they introduced me to the organization, and I started going to meetings. Well, it's, I think, 25 years ago now, just as a guest. And then I finally became the rep for the Exarban Curling Club out of Omaha, and it kind of went from there. I try not to miss ever a meeting. I did miss a couple when we went overseas. But other than that, that September meeting and the February meeting, I love being there, meeting all my friends from the USWCA, and meeting the new people that come, and the new representatives, and the ones who are going to go back to their club and say, this is a great organization. So I love it.
So thank you for all of that and giving us an opportunity to get to know you. I had no idea you'd been curling for so many years. It's an amazing sport that transcends all aspects or all periods of one's life, from single mom and going to school and trying it out, to it's a sport for a lifetime. And I will tell you, one thing that you said was about meeting the new reps. And I will tell you, when I went the first time, it's deer in the headlight. I don't know exactly what's going on, to wow, this is a well-oiled machine. We have committees and subcommittees that are accountable to, leaders in the organization. And all of that rolls up to setting policy, procedure, aligning the regions, aligning the clubs. It's a business the way it's run. It's run really well. I don't know if, thank you for all that you've done for over the years, but it is run so well.
It is. And it has evolved. I can tell you there's been a lot of changes that I have observed in the years. And it gets better, and it gets more people involved. And maybe some committees get changed into a different name and a reorganization. it's definitely many good people, and it's not easy to run an organization, volunteer, and not from an office. We don't have a central place that we can all work together. We're coming from all corners of the United States. And I think they have set up the guidelines well, that we get represented from each of the different regions, which brings in different ideas or different fun things or policies or ideas, because we have such a huge country. And what really works for a close-knit, I'm going to say close geographical clubs on the East Coast. Now you get out to the West Coast and we're a day and a half apart driving. We're not close. So you can't have the exact same things work in all four regions. But you get ideas and then you put them together and they'll fight. That's fun. We'll do it that way.
So I'm curious, from your perspective personally, how has the USWCA supported you? So you have been involved, you have been attending meetings, but how has it supported you, or what have you gotten from being a part of the organization?
Well, my first seniors was in Eveleth. We got to go to this 8-sheet club. I had come from this little 2-sheet club, and the seniors, and I've been to some national bonspiels, but I did seniors for many, many, many years until I hosted it here at the Coyotes Club in Arizona in 2017. I hadn't missed one in like 16 years. And that alone, getting to go to the different clubs and seeing how their club set up things, just the organization of each different club, whether their kitchen was like, what is this? I can bring that back to mine. I got cookbooks, and I'm not a good cook. But anyway, like I said, the friendships that I have made, I feel like they're lasting friendships, even though I may only see some of them once a year. Mm-hmm. You look forward, and being able to do that and travel. I talk to people and they say, you've played in all those clubs? Yes, the opportunity to play in different curling clubs across the country has been phenomenal.
It is amazing what the USWCA has been able to afford in terms of additional offers on the circuit, the Bonspiel, supporting youth and women alike. Yep. It's a really great organization. And I want to take this in another direction right now in terms of leadership. So I have had the good fortune, I was on the nominating committee for which your application to be the second vice president was presented, and you have an impressive resume. So congratulations on now being on the leadership for the USWCA. So as you think about this new role, what do you see as the future? What do you want to try to impact as part of your time on the board?
Well, one of the things that I was very instrumental in the idea of the super senior, and it was kind of my idea, and then got involved with a lady from Rochester, New York, from Carol Wood, and we kept formulated and got some ideas and presented forward, and it was pushed back a little bit, but it has finally come to fruition. And that was kind of just a very thing close to my heart, being of the older curlers, and we have more curlers. We have more people curling longer, staying with the organization. And so to have something in place for them to have a fun 2-day bonspiel, and we get to do that in January. I know that last I talked to Star, we were going to have 18 teams represented. It's from across the country, and we're mixing up and playing with people from different regions. And I'm really looking forward to this being a big success. Mm-hmm. And then I said I would kind of like to see that go and help with the rotation, help with the setup of that across our regions. And then again, making sure that we support our youth, because that's where our clubs can't grow, and if we don't bring young people in and get them interested. And I love fun grassroots curling. I like competition also, but we can't stress just one. We've got to bring those young people along and make it fun. And the more fun bonspiels are, and that's going to keep them involved. That's what I'm very, very hopeful that we continue to grow. We've added many, many clubs since I first started going to meetings. I don't know the numbers, but I know it's a lot.
So what I sincerely appreciate and thank you for that is your energy and your passion to grow the sport on the top end, to extend the life for which people can enjoy the sport and the sportsmanship of it, and also grow it from the bottom and in between. Just the sport of curling is great for any age. Youth, get them in early, but also keep it as a lifetime sport for a longer and longer time. If nothing else, we've got some curlers coming to our club. They used to be avid curlers, but they're a little elderly now and have some aches and pains. They don't feel comfortable on the ice, but they still come and they're our biggest fans. So they are still engaging in the sport. So you have been an amazing guest on this little broadcast here. I am just grateful to know you, learn more about your travels and pursuits, and I can't wait to see what else you will be doing as the organization evolves. Any last thoughts or wishes before we bring it to a close?
No, I just encourage anybody to, if their club doesn't have a USWCA chapter, that they get involved, join. It's a great organization of women across the entire curling world in the United States. And so I love it.
So, Kelly, it has been a pleasure. Thank you for being who you are, your passion for the sport, and your leadership to continue to evolve the USWCA. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. And we'll see you in February,
We'll
right?
see you. Absolutely. Be well.